Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for November 18, 2023. And in the news this evening, men threaten staff at hospital in Clarendon, one arrested so far. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has received a report from the Southern Regional Health Authority of vandalism and threats by visitors at the Lionel Town Hospital in Clarendon. The incident comes months after a nurse was attacked and injured in another incident at a hospital in the same parish. The ministry emphatically denounces this type of behavior from users and visitors of this and any other public health facility. Persons who display these types of behavior will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, said the Health Ministry in a release. According to reports received, men visiting a patient at the Lionel Town Hospital who subsequently passed began to behave violently, destroying hospital furniture and threatening the members of staff. The incident was reported to the Lionel Town Police, and one of the men was arrested, even as the staff members continued to receive threats. The hospital management is in dialogue with the police to increase their presence at the facility. While investigations are ongoing, the release from the Health Ministry stated. The ministry reminds users and visitors of public health facilities that they must observe the Charter of Rights and Responsibilities. Users of the public health facilities have the responsibility to treat hospital staff and fellow patients with respect, to display proper behavior, and refrain from using abusive language while in care, and to protect hospital property and comply with the dress code. The ministry, through the Southern Regional Health Authority, will continue to offer support to the affected staff members at the Lionel Town Hospital, and operations at the facility will continue uninterrupted. Citizens advised to rely on authorities for information during emergencies, says ODPEM. The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management is advising citizens to rely only on the responsible authorities for information during emergencies. We want to say to persons at all times, just exhibit responsibility. Give the correct information and rely on the authorities, said Acting Director General of ODPEM, Richard Thompson. He pointed out that the ODPEM is the responsible entity on matters related to disasters. As it relates to an earthquake, it is the earthquake unit in conjunction with the ODPEM. However, ODPEM remains at all times the National Disaster Coordinator, which is really the source for authoritative information around the disasters and emergencies in Jamaica, Thompson noted. The Acting Director General's comment followed reports on Friday morning that Jamaica experienced a 5.2 magnitude earthquake. However, no such event was recorded by the EQU. He said the EQU has indicated that there was no locally felt earthquake in Jamaica, and that the only information the unit has within the seismic community was of another earthquake in the Philippines. Thompson pointed out also that in times of disasters and emergencies, there is the National Emergency Operations Center, which coordinates the entire effort. Thompson is also urging citizens to desist from making prank calls, especially in times of crisis and emergency. What it does is it stretches the already stretched emergency response system, especially our first responders, who act on the false information or prank calls that say that something is happening, and it is actually not so, he stated. Meanwhile, head of the EQU at the University of the West Indies, Mona, Kevin Tanku, is reminding citizens and the media that the official information relating to earthquakes in Jamaica is channeled through the local authorities. So unless you have seen a confirmed release from the authorities or some mention of a confirmed earthquake with a review solution, magnitude, depth, and location, that is the extent to which we can speak on it, said Tanku. To determine if an earthquake occurs in Jamaica, the EQU looks at its sensors located across the island, he noted. Alice deserves a chance, crop circle videographer begs for fellow vendor. Nadine Francis, the crab circle vendor, who video recorded the unspeakable unsanitary actions of her fellow vendor, Alice Waugh, has stopped short of begging the authorities to reconsider their position and to allow her to return to the popular spot as a vendor. Francis, who is aunt of 3 of Waugh's daughters, said despite the vitriol directed at her by her fellow vendor, she is not prepared to condemn her. Everybody deserves a second chance in life, you understand me? Everybody deserves a second chance in life, Francis told the news. Waugh has attracted much unwelcome attention since a video of her defecating in her stall area went viral last month. The shocking visuals led to the crab and the soup spot being closed by the Kingston and the St. Andrew Health Department. On Tuesday, the Kingston and the St. Andrew Municipal Authority announced that the spot will reopen on November 23. A day later, Waugh, in an interview with the news, declared that she was ready to take her place at the crab circle and to continue her business. "Me sit down here boring. Me a think about how me bills them a go pay," Waugh said. "Right now, my fridge empty. From week, my fridge empty." However, as soon as the story of her intent to return to crab circle hit the newsstands, Kingston's Mayor Delroy Williams said she will only be allowed to go there as a customer. On this matter, in relation to Alice, the Kingston and the St. Andrew Municipal Corporation is guided by the Public Health Department, and to date, the Public Health Department has been very clear to us that Alice should not return to the location. So until we have received a communication from the Public Health Department otherwise, this is our position, Williams said in a media statement. The mayor's announcement left Waugh stunned. She responded with a pregnant pause after being contacted by the news on Thursday. Her silence was broken with a question, "Why can't she return?" Waugh insisted that she was not made aware that she would not be allowed to return as a vendor. Williams said that in addition to the sanitary breach, Waugh did not participate in a training program administered by the Heart NSTA Trust in order to be certified as a small food operator at the location. Like Waugh, Francis did not participate in the recent training and the certification program, but has since signed up to be trained and certified. She said this was because she was unsure about her return. However, after careful consideration, she fully intends to return when the location reopens next week, Thursday. Nevertheless, Francis, who said she was threatened after she released the video, said that she still has reservations about returning to Crab Circle. "Me still feel away like to go up there, but you know me not do nothing wrong," Francis said. Additionally, she does not regret recording the video and said she harbors no hatred for Waugh despite them not being on speaking terms. "If you tell you the truth, everybody have to eat food. But at the time where did it happen, it never right," Francis told the news. "Sometimes when you see things wrong, sometimes you have to be strong and stand up still enough and make God sort out that," Francis said. Downpours inundate boat sink one, leaving fishers flummoxed. Fishermen at the Greenwich Town fishing village in St. Andrew were taken by surprise by heavy rainfalls, which flooded several of their vessels on Thursday night, with one sinking after taking in a huge volume of water. Despite being aware that the Meteorological Service of Jamaica placed the island under a tropical storm watch at 5 p.m. on Thursday, the fishermen told the news that they did not expect the heavy rains to start so soon. Earlier, all parishes had been placed under a flash flood watch amid a broad area of low pressure across the southwestern Caribbean that has been producing a large area of cloudiness with showers and thunderstorms. The fishermen, however, while indicating that they had secured their boats and equipment in the village, were stumped by the amount of rain that fell on Thursday. Garrett, a veteran fisherman who was seen eating his lunch under a tree on Friday, said, "We take it serious, but we never look for it start fall so heavy last night. We never expect so much water." He said that several boats were flooded, noting that one colleague's boat sank after taking in too much water. The boat was recovered and on Friday, it was pulled apart to have the water drained from crucial parts such as the engine, which was observed nearby propped up on a piece of board. Garrett theorized that it would cost the owner a significant sum to have the engine removed and repaired and to purchase some of the replacement parts damaged by the water. In the meantime, he was anxiously waiting for normal weather conditions to be restored so that he could resume his livelihood and care for his children. Another fisherman, Errol Wilson, said the bad weather dealt him a severe blow. "It bad man, nobody can go see. This affect we livelihood and we can't go away live with boat. We have to watch to make sure them all right," he said. Noting that the sea has been rough since Thursday, Wilson said his colleagues had started taking precautionary measures even before the weather alert was issued, as a fisherman, who he claims can read the weather, had warned them on Monday that something major was coming. Like his colleagues, Wilson was waiting for heavy rains as there was nothing else to do. In the meantime, a few vendors who were out said that business was very slow, but not unexpectedly. Hardly any customer was seen when the news visited the area, but the vendors indicated they had been able to secure a few sales. At the same time, Latin Lindsay shared, "From the week start, I saw it slow, and today it even more slow." However, another vendor said that sales have been significantly low over the past few weeks because several customers have stopped visiting the fishing village because of the flare-up in violence in the nearby Greenwich Town community.